travel chaos at airports across the United States. It is barely letting up, especially for Southwest Airlines and its inconvenienced customers. Senior correspondent Mike Tobin has the latest tonight live from Midway International Airport in Chicago. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Bret. It's ugly out here. The pile of bags, however, did get smaller in no small part to just a low-tech solution. People are walking through the bags trying to identify their own stuff and getting home. But you still have thousands of people who are stranded. You have staff that would get them home unable to penetrate the communications meltdown and let the airlines know that they are available to fly people home. So nationwide, you have 2,885 flights that were canceled today. Of those, 2,500, 86% are Southwest Airlines, with the other major airlines rebounding. Clearly, this is no longer about the weather.
Our luggage is missing now. It's MIA.
We ended up just completely canceling Southwest entirely, and we're hoping we'll get a refund.
Southwest staff is among those stranded. The Flight Attendants Union provided screen grabs from flight attendants calling into their scheduling center and stuck on hold for as long as 7 hours and 45 minutes. Evidence of what industry analysts say is a failure on the part of Southwest to maintain modern upgrades of their communication and logistics technology.
This will go down as possibly the largest ever meltdown, certainly in Southwest history, maybe in the entire U.S. aviation history. It just doesn't happen.
The watchdog group, OpenTheBooks.com, says Southwest received $7.2 billion in federal subsidies since the pandemic.
Since they received a lot, we, the American people, we deserve a lot. And after the airline melted down here in the Christmas holiday season, it's evident we didn't receive the benefits for that investment.
And after canceling 2/3 of their flights, the CEO of Southwest apologized.
The tools we use to recover from disruption serve us well 99% of the time, but clearly we need to double down on our already existing plans to upgrade systems.
A spokesman for Southwest says those billions in federal assistance were for payroll assistance and prevented furloughs. 2,300 Southwest flights are already canceled for tomorrow. Bret?
2,300. Mike Tobin at Midway. Mike, thanks. And as many air travelers remain stranded, the Biden administration is trying to assure Americans that it will hold airlines accountable. Here is White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich traveling with the president on his holiday vacation in St. Croix.
Air Force One got President Biden to his Caribbean vacation, but thousands of Americans weren't so lucky. Now his administration is vowing to hold Southwest Airlines to their customer service commitments for everything from meal vouchers to hotels to refunds.
Earlier this year, especially over the summer, we saw a lot of problems with a lot of airlines, and I pressed them to increase their customer service commitments, to put it in writing. And now that they have put it in writing, we can enforce that. We've been able to get passengers hundreds of millions of dollars in refunds this year alone.
Southwest, pledging to earn back customer trust, may face a long road ahead. Stocks down more than 10% in the last 2 days. There will also be scrutiny from Congress.
The monies that were paid out during COVID, they were paid out to maintain the payroll and to maintain the workforce. But what happened during the 3 years of COVID was that a lot of these workers, pilots and other personnel in the airline industry basically left.
And there may have been trouble brewing even before the holiday rush. Bloomberg reports the carrier's vice president of ground operations declared a state of operational emergency at the airport after an unusually high number of employee absences, according to a December 21st message to ramp workers. Members of the House Transportation Committee now pushing the department they oversee to probe even further.
I want to see Pete Buttigieg say that he's going to hold Southwest accountable by first figuring out where all the money went when the federal government and taxpayers bail out airlines like Southwest to the tune of over $7 billion. What I first want to see is an accounting of where that money went, because clearly it didn't go to upgrading and updating their technology.
Secretary Pete Buttigieg did face some criticism for not getting involved until this meltdown was several days in, including from House Judiciary Republicans. He responded with a blitz of TV appearances, calls to the Southwest CEO, and pledges to keep an eye on things. President Biden also tweeted a link for Americans to see if they're entitled to compensation from Southwest or any other airline. Bret.
Jackie Heinrich traveling with the president in St. Croix. Jackie, thanks.